Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's me, Lawrence, again, coming to you from the side of a little stream not too far from my place. My shoes are wet. The cuffs of my pants are as well, but I am pleased. There's the river. It's a very pleasant little stream. Just runs adjacent to the road, you can hear. But don't worry, there is no need of danger besides wet shoes. Rivers are monumental parts of human society, if you think about it. I mean, just personally, I've always been struck by the beauty of rivers. Think about all the lovely creatures and plants that dwell among the rivers. You have all different manner of fish, frogs, all kinds of insects and arthropods. As you can hear, there are plenty of birds. I think there's a fly right there. Maybe some bees and some birds there. Lots of lovely flowers and trees. What is it about rivers? I've always thought of rivers as beautiful things, not only because of their resources, but because of the fact that they're going places. It's water on the move. It's going somewhere. You can follow it upstream or downstream and you'll find something. For years, ages, people have built cities by rivers. One famous example of this in our culture is Langston Hughes's great Harlem Renaissance work, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom go all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. So you see, Hughes imagines himself all throughout human civilization, from the dawn of knowledge, the dawn of history as we know it. And there have been rivers all throughout. Rivers supply fresh water. 9 times out of 10, if you have a river that's flowing at a moderate rate, there is no place for stagnation or for disease to form. So you have a free supply of fresh water constantly running by. Hook up a water wheel to it and you've got hydropower, hydroelectric power now with some of the most massive structures that I can think of. Huge concrete walls holding back rivers. That's very symbolic if you think about it, honestly. Hydroelectric power. But rivers aren't just what we use, how we transport things, the heart of commerce. They come to really become us. One of my absolute favorite poets, T.S. Eliot, makes this very clear in his epic work, The Wasteland, just here at the beginning of the 3rd section, which is called The Fire Sermon. The river's tent is broken. The last fingers of leaf clutch and sink into the wet bank. The wind crosses the brown land unheard. The nymphs are departed. Sweet Thames, run softly to land my song. The river bears no empty bottles, sandwich papers, silk handkerchiefs, cardboard boxes, cigarette ends, or other testimony of summer nights. The nymphs are departed. and their friends, the loitering heirs of city directors, departed, have left no addresses. By the waters of Leman, I sat down and wept. Sweet Thames, run softly till I end my song. Sweet Thames, run softly, for I speak not loud or long. Eliot takes the River Thames, an incredibly familiar thing for pretty much everybody who's heard of London, and the heart of London, and he takes it and shows it that it's dying. It's a brown river in a dead land. It's clotted with refuse and trash. The nymphs, all the beautiful things that once made it so rich have departed. And so the city is dead. The city has departed. Maybe the river isn't just what we do. Maybe the river is who we are. Maybe it's our consciousness, the way that our ideas flow and change the things around us. Just as rivers can be just a trickle of water, and yet something like the Colorado River can carve out the Grand Canyon. It takes time, but when the change occurs, it's amazing and breathtaking. And so it is with people and their ideas. One last example, the great Irish author James Joyce reflected consciousness, the idea of dreams and awakening, and the cyclical nature of human thought, human behavior, but also of just nature in general, in the first couple of lines of his great, if confusing, work, Finnegan's Wake. River run past Eve and Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us by a commodious vicus of recirculation back to Howth Castle and environs. And later in Finnegan's Wake, one of the main characters, Anna Olivia Plurabelle, it becomes evident that she is symbolic of not just like this stereotypical or archetypal woman figure in myths and stories, but that she represents the River Liffey, which the Irish city of Dublin, from which James Joyce was from, upon which it was built. And so rivers are so detrimentally important, so intensely important to everything that we build our lives upon. It's what moves us, it's what shapes our culture and our economic growth, our growth as people. We have grown deep like the rivers. We've grown deep in the rivers. And I think that's something. I don't know about you, but I just think it's beautiful that this simple stretch of water can represent so much. Just think about that. So long, and thanks for all the fish.